Hi, I'm Arthur.
Hi, Arthur.
And this is part 11 in a 20-part series I am
Watch
doing
his
covering
other
fan-favorite
parts.
successor chapters in order of the legions. Do you need to have seen the other parts to understand this one?
No, but he would like it if you watched them, so please do that.
No, but it would make me happy. I've been sitting on this for a while, and I just want you to know that this is something I hope you all feel is special. I honestly hope you think this is a beautiful opportunity to find out more about each other. The community of 40K is a beautiful ecosystem filled with...
Are we going to share our feelings? Is this how we're learning about each other? Chat, we're gonna sit in a circle, we're gonna hold hands, and we're gonna talk about our feelings, okay? Sit crisscross applesauce. Get ready.
Every creature you could ever imagine, from thriving giants to minuscule parasites. You can see the life cycles of a bunch of different fans throughout the universe of 40K. I enjoy conflicting and differing opinions. I love the idea of being able to feel one way about a topic and then have someone tell me that my beliefs on said topic are not correct and also I'm an idiot. Because from their perspective,
I think solid debate, like polite, respectful debate is awesome. Like, I don't think we all have to have the same opinions on things. Honestly, that's like one of the best parts about being a human is that we all kind of disagree. And as long as we can talk civilly about it, I think that's good.
they're right, and I have to wonder if they are right and see where there's a grain of truth or not. The idea of creation is fun. The idea of creation of such beautiful fan content is also some of the greatest aspects of the 40K community. So that being said, there is no 11th Legion. We cover shit that is unknown for the 2nd and the 11th. So today, fuck the monetary incentives. To hell with the chicken shit pleasantries. We're talking about the goddamn Angry Marines.
He's angry.
Fucking go! We're talking about the Angry Marines, which, weirdly enough, are not so much talked about these days as they seem to have been cycled out of the cultural zeitgeist, which makes sense as they are a relic of a bygone era. To put it bluntly, the Angry Marines are the old 40K community's Tulpa. Like, they rose up as a response to what they loved about old 40K. The violence, the anger, the idiocy, the lack of coherent writing, and by God, the stupid weapons. There isn't lore for the Angry Marines. There are simply a bunch of collective fever dreams that became real. I mean, okay, there is lore, but you know, it's not really what matters when discussing the Angry Marines. Like, they are the last remaining sons of the 2nd Legion. They are the final bastion of their Primarch's rage made manifest, and they are also a chapter I do not suggest going to read if you get easily upset by extreme profanity. And I mean extreme profanity. The amount of censoring I'm going to have to do to even have this video be seen by people is insane. But yeah, the Angry Marines are a chapter of melee-obsessed Space Marines who, at any given moment, are filled with a rage so brutal, so extreme, that outside of their armor, they have a passive heat shimmer that is constantly radiating off of them at all times from how
It's an aura.
simmering their hatred is. They don't have tactics. They don't care for strategy.
Glorious
they care
melee.
only for killing things they hate by whatever means they have available, which is
any
okay. They
means.
hate most things, so they tried to kill everything. They even tried to kill fire once, which didn't end well. I mean, for the fire. Well, rather the planet that the fire was attached to, but you get my point. Their entire existence is such an interesting cross-section of the 40K fandom at the time, as it was an encapsulation of what everyone who played 40K thought Space Marines were, amped up to, like, 11. They have some of the most interesting weapons in the setting, with power baseball bats and power steel chairs to bash the enemies of mankind over the head with. They hate chaos and serve the Emperor, even if Khorne thinks they would be kind of neat to have on their side. Honestly, if I remember correctly, they actually probably hate Khorne the most out of all the Chaos Gods. Though it's kind of hard to tell. They think Karn's okay, which is, I mean, yeah, I get it. They are a violent hate
Karn's
storm
kinda
of
cool.
barely coherent Marines that decide their chapter master and captains not by who is the best in combat, but by who is the angriest at any given moment. Or hell, they sometimes just throw caution to the wind and just pick their favorite guy out of a hat. They have an extensive history, fan content, fan art, and wiki pages on fan wikis. I researched them to death. I like to think pretty extensively, actually, but there really isn't much you can say without sounding like you were just going in circles. They are a circle with an angry face drawn in it.
They are just angry,
okay,
that's it.
Let's do something that's a little bit more structured, because it sounds like I'm jumping around a bit too much. Let's get a little personal here. One of my first experiences with the 40k fan base and 40k as a setting was this comic right here. It's big. Just follow me on this. I used to follow a pretty humble Let's Play channel that has since more or less dissolved, and that was Two Best Friends Play. And one of the side fellows who would show up from time to time was this feller named Plague of Gripes. I still follow Plague, and I love his content, even if he does upload only sporadically. His weird introspective content about creativity is one of the reasons I got into making YouTube videos as a whole. But that's besides the point. It turns out that he is, in fact, the creator of one Commissar Ragin' Johnny Fucklaw, who is one of the only commissars to work with a Space Marine chapter because he is too angry to be put in a normal guard regiment. Plague was one of the more prominent figures in the history of the Angry Marines, and he drew this comic years ago, and it's still up on his old DeviantArt page. Now he does some really, interesting things, as he doesn't really seem to cover 40k as much as he used to, but I still follow him as his YouTube channel still puts out some pretty high quality videos if you're more interested in introspective dissections of random topics.
He's got abs.
I still follow a lot of the old 40k meme guys from back in the day who created a lot of the cultural zeitgeist material pieces from back in the day, you know, like Plague of Gripes, Mr. Calexis, Elephas, etc., etc. These artists still have stuff linked with their old meme royalty shit that they used to pump out. I am getting a bit lost in the weeds here, but this is my point. I love the Angry Marines for what they represent. I think they are a fun fan-made faction that has a lot of community support. There are still probably people who play Angry Marines on the tabletop and model their miniatures to be Angry Marines, and they probably will until the day they leave the hobby or die, whichever comes first, because it's usually death. What is my opinion on the Angry Marines, which is something that probably none of you are thinking? They're alright. Not really my thing, but kind of funny in like a pre-2016 internet kind of humor way. Like, the humor hasn't aged too well, and that's not me saying, like, how a lot of people tend to get upset with a lot of edgy humor from, like, the early 2010s. It's more just the jokes that they have back then are just corny. They're predicated on the all-caps rage style of communication that they thought was kind of funny, and it can be pretty corny and kind of just not funny, because a lot of the jokes just don't land for me these days, but I do find that there is charm in that. They are obnoxious, they are loud, they exemplify no good writing tropes, and people still love them for the single gimmick that they mad, and they very mad, which is really damn funny. There is a bunch of meme Marines other than them that I might cover one day, because these things need to be talked about more and more as they get further in the rear view mirror, you know? Preservation,
you don't wanna lose them. Yes,
also,
I agree.
the only videos that are around discussing the Angry Marines are not really the best, so I thought I'd cover them in the modern era and throw my 2 cents in so that the modern generation can understand that they're a thing that exists and are kind of fun. Maybe I'll revisit them more in the future and actually give like a really in-depth dissection of them, their cultural background, where they came from, and just like the actual lore of them, other than just giving you a bunch of memes strewn about this entire video. They are a meme chapter created by people on 4chan's TG board, and because of that, they have all the trappings of something that fits those criteria. So there isn't really much point of me getting into the nitty-gritty if it's all going to end up being the same thing, right? But if you want a more in-depth look at everything about them, maybe I will do it. This is more of a primer to show how I am looking at all places and enjoy the history of these fellas. But if you want a long-form video about them, then just let me know in the comments, as I will be checking for this one.
Ooh.
Also, remember to like and subscribe, as I want to try and hit 100,000 subs by the end of this year, which will be tough, but I want to shoot for the moon, you know? Get that silver.
That was a year ago. He definitely hit it, guys. But get him to 200,000. He's at 187,000 at the time of watching, so, you know, get him there. He has a silver plaque.
Play button and then like light it on fire for the amusement of myself and others. Alongside that, special thanks to my channel members for supporting me, and if you want to support me as well as gain access to additional content, then become a channel member today. It will give you access to a bunch of additional things. Thanks once again for watching, and before I go, I just want to say the chapter's battle cry of always angry all the time has become such a common phrase in my vocabulary that I genuinely have infected other non-40k players to start saying it, and I think that is just neat.
Well done. You gotta infect your non-Warhammer friends. You gotta teach them the Warhammers. But slowly. You don't, like, give it to them all at once. Slowly, okay?